Hey there, Vinyl community. My name's Tom. You're watching High Rant District. Got a bit of a cold, otherwise I wouldn't be wearing a hat indoors like a savage. Uh, but I'm just like chilly and I'm just congested. Uh, and I'm bald, so this keeps me warm. Anyway, a couple things I wanted to show that have that are related to each other. I'm good with words. Uh, This is a CD by Paul Nielsen Love, New Japanese Noise. Paul Nielsen Love is a Norwegian jazz drummer. It's free jazz. And this has a lot of Japanese influence to it. It's interesting sounding. I actually enjoy this, although I don't like much jazz. I also have a CD by Paul Nielsen Love of New Brazilian Funk. I like funk, and I like a lot of Brazilian music that I hear, but the new Brazilian funk is laying around here somewhere. Didn't do it for me. I've got, gonna show, this is Siasko. It's a noise record out of Poland. And if you can see that, it's an edition of, it's number 60 out of 66. So that's a very limited pressing. And then this is a pressing of maybe 200 or 300 on purple vinyl. This is a remix of No More. Dream a New Dream remix, remixed by Baze.Djunkiii and Rant. And these three pieces of music, Polish noise, Norwegian free jazz, and German electronic synthwave remix. What do they all have in common? I'm not going to use that finger. Baze.Djunkiii. Baze.Djunkiii is a criminally underrated, I should say underfollowed anyway, vinyl community YouTube channel that I think is worth a follow if you're willing to get out of your comfort zone. Polish noise, Norwegian free jazz, and synthwave and electronic, remix of this kind is are not generally things that are gonna like come across my eyeballs or my ear holes. But I follow Baze.Djunkiii, and I have for a few years. I think he's been making videos for about 4 years now. I don't think I followed him right away or knew about him right away. He's an interesting dude, and he does a lot. He's got his hands in a lot of things. He lives in Hamburg, Germany. He's a DJ. He's a producer. He owns a record label that he's just restarted. He's in vinyl distribution. I think he works in a record store too, and he just was part of a public-private German government financed, along with BMW financing, a trip to Portland, Oregon, to do what's called the Wunderbar Tour, which showcases, I think, U.S. and German partnerships in art and in technology. And so he's going to Portland. I hadn't met anybody from the vinyl community up to this point, and he hadn't either. So we each, he was my first. I was his first. So anyway, I'm gonna, he was in Portland for 5-6 days or so, and he was constantly busy. I was working a lot of time. But then on Thursday night last week, I invited him over, so he came over, was having grilling some food in the backyard and having some beverages with a couple of friends and my girlfriend, just a small group of people, and I just shot him a message midday, hey, you want to come over if you're not doing anything later? So he came over and hung out with all of us, and when everything dissipated later on, we went inside, and he's picking through my records, and we're listening to some music and just shooting the shit. Nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. good people. And but when I say good people, I mean the kind of person you'd want as your next door neighbor. Good people. And a couple days later, after that, I think on Saturday night, I went downtown to an event that he was spinning at. It was kind of a interactive thing with something to do with LED lights being fired off by an adjustable synthesizer panel that, how should I say, it's like a strobe effect that samples at a very specific rate, but your brain and your eyeballs, I think, sample at some different rate, and just like kind of the effect it has on you. And then with bass spinning, like some, noise, spinning noise, and electronic, kind of like in this big, huge black tent with speakers in the roof around in a circle. It's very immersive. The whole thing was interesting. I don't understand a lot of it, but it's a great time. I got to watch Baze perform, and we hung out a bit afterwards. When he was over at my place, I didn't shoot any video because that's generally just not my thing. I'm not videoing all the time. I just wanted to just hang out with a dude, and my girlfriend and friends, and we just shot the shit. Had a great time. And he did shoot some video of me and him briefly Saturday night when I was downtown at his event. And you should definitely subscribe to his channel if you're interested in getting out of your wheelhouse, because he's in like almost nobody's wheelhouse of like the vinyl community people that I follow. He's old school like drum and bass. As a DJ in Europe, electronic and noise and industrial and synth wave and a bazillion different sounds that I really can't do any justice into describing. And to be fair, his videos are not very long, but a lot of times, he'll like show something, and I'll be like, that looks interesting. His description's interesting. Let me look it up, and I'll be like looking for it on the internets, and I can't find the fucking thing. But so many of the things, I was just flipping through the, he brought his just German records over to spin in Portland, and he just let me flip through his bin, and everything was like, here's an edition. He was showing me like, this one's an edition of 10. This one's an edition of 20. This is hand pressed. Like, there's only a dozen of these. So a lot of what he shows, because a lot of people send him physical media to CDs and records to review on his website, he gets introduced to a lot of music, a lot of it very limited, and so it's just hard to find some of the stuff that he's showing, just to find a sample of it. It was funny when I bought this Polish noise record, and I bought it out of Poland. I had no idea when it showed up that it was there was a edition of 66, which is truly ridiculous, but kind of cool. And I love this. I like a lot of noise, but I love that. That was a great find for me. So he'll show you things that are going to be outside of your wheelhouse. A lot of us in the vinyl community that I'm subscribed to and who are subscribed to me, we're very album focused. And when you're a DJ, I think, and this is just my impression, and I may be totally wrong, but for a DJ, records are a tool. And where I want to sit down and listen to a whole record, DJ's looking for breaks or beats or just just a little pinch of what's on a record to mix with everything else and bring it together and throw other stuff in there. So what he shows may not be, if you're looking for a whole album experience, what he shows may not be your thing. Anyway, I'm just running on. I'm going to show a little video of the event as I saw it down there. Very immersive. Oh, you'll see some blinking cubes. That it was kind of an interesting setup. Baze introduced me to the guy that did the programming for this thing, where it's just kind of an interactive display of all these glowing cubes, and at any given time, one of the cubes will change color. And what people who were just wandering around the place, who were moving things around randomly, moving the cubes, they didn't understand that or realize that moving the cube that is blinking changes the melody. And it's just like little shit like that, which, if you told me that like from a distance, like, hey, there's this thing where you downtown where like this installation of like, these strobe light effects and blinking cubes, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, that sounds ludicrous. But when you're there and immersed in the sound, especially the stuff that Baze was spending, it's fucking wild. It's a great time. I should look at more of that stuff. Anyway, it's great meeting Baze. I hope you subscribe to his channel or check it out. I'll leave a link or two to his channel below, and give him a look. He's worth subscribing to. It's good to get it's good to get out of your comfort zone, man, and ladies, check him out. Anyway, I probably sound like shit, I'm sure, with this congestion, but I'm gonna get out of here. Baze is great, great meeting you. I hope you come back, and if I get over to Hamburg, we'll meet up again. Hope to meet again. Glad you enjoyed Portland, and thanks everybody for watching. Catch you later. Subscribe to Baze.